what's going to happen.
I know, and we can't say how we'll react. We can't say that we'll be on our best behavior. We'd like to for you, but those emotions during times like that just bulldoze right through anything I think I'm gonna do.
Right.
And that look of terror I might have had on my face, or extreme concern, or whatever it looked like, was with me having myself under control. So that's, on my part, the best I could manage.
Yeah. I don't know if you were there when they gave me the blessing.
I was not.
There were so many people in the room and everybody was holding each other like scared. It was scary. And, like, Mom was huddled in the corner, just bawling her face off, and Grandpa Dale was, hugging her and talking to her. I can't remember. I don't know what they were saying. I wasn't really able to listen to one conversation other than just kind of lay there like a zombie. Everybody just looked sad and scared. And then same with Brittany. That one night, my machine went all whack.
Yeah. That's the.
I heard the beeping go crazy, and I looked at the monitor and saw the 0 and a 0, and was like, what? Well, if I'm looking at that, there's no way that's a 0 and a 0.
Right. Unless you were sitting next to yourself.
Right. Yes. Only for like a second then, if that would be the case, because it did not take long for A, the nurses to come in, and B, for them to get it all situated. Which is good, but then they moved me.
Yep.
And then my pain got really out of control, kind of like it was when I got here on Saturday. You know those patients down the hall that yell and scream and kind of like, damn, could you shut that lady up? That was me when they moved me to the 5th floor, because they weren't paying attention to my pain, and I kept asking, and they were not checking on me. And then she gave me a pain pill that was going to take 45 minutes to work, and I was like, no. I need like breakthrough pain medication like now. And they ended up giving it to me, even though they had given me the pill, because I really needed it. But
What can I get for you?
my drink.
You got it.
My mouth is dry.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That scar on your forehead.
From when I was little and fell.
Yeah. How'd you get that?
Some little girls down the block. I don't remember if it was Matt or Logan's bike, but the little girls decided to hijack one of the boys' bicycles. And I wasn't having that. Because, like, those are my kids to pick on. They're not for you to pick on.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them that they wouldn't just give it over. And I didn't want to go get the parents involved. So we decided that we would race for it. And my front tire rammed into the back tire of Matt's bicycle, which one of the girls was riding. An accident. I was trying to pass her. And it spun my handlebars out of control. And I fell down and I cracked my head, probably on just a small little pebble on the parking lot. And busted my face open. Head wounds bleed a lot. I mean, Ace, you got a cut right here on your eyebrow. I'm sure that it'll still be there at what point you watch this and understand what you're watching. Nothing bled. Nothing bled quite a bit. And I brought you here to the emergency room, and I was going through chemo. I was bald, and I had to wear glasses, and I had to wear a mask, and my glasses kept fogging up. I looked like a total crackhead with this cute little boy. Like, that crackhead, that must not be her child, because they don't match. But yeah, I got that head wound, and it bled a lot, and we went and got some stitches, and that really wasn't so bad. If you ever have to go get stitches, don't freak out about it. It'll be alright.
Well, the way I remember the stitches is that you were freaking out about it, and you were hysterically crying the whole time because of the blood and all of the, the rush to the doctor and all of that. And then he numbed it, and when he started the stitches and was pulling the needle away from your forehead and the thread going tick 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 tick, you were kind of cross-eyed looking at it and started giggling because you realized it didn't hurt anymore.
And then I got a whole brown bag full of suckers.
Yeah, the doctor didn't give you a sucker. He gave you all the suckers.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. And then I think you marched down the alley after getting the story. Came back with the bike.
Yeah, I went down to the house and knocked on the door and said, your daughter has, and they were just the nastiest kids. And it's not their fault. Just, didn't have attentive parents. They could just do whatever they wanted. Said, your daughter has taken the bike. And she was like, my daughter would never do that. Well, your daughter has taken the bike. I'm not asking if your daughter's taken the bike. I'm telling you that your daughter has our bike. And she goes, well, I don't see it around here anywhere. And I said, well, let's take a look then. And so we went over, and the front doors were missing from their garage. And I just stood in the doorway and could see one little piece of the handlebar in the back of the garage buried under junk. Like, well,
what's that?
At the very least, she's taken the handlebar, because it's back there under all of that. And of course, that, it was still attached to the rest of the bike, and she profusely apologized, and that little girl probably got
what she deserved. Maybe not.
Probably got the beating her mother should have been given.
Yeah.
For not being an attentive parent enough to teach her child.
Not to do
at that age, which was...
I was in like, what, second grade, first grade?
Way too young to be... She was younger than you. Way too young to be pulling that kind of crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, kids will be kids.
Yeah. Well, that's how I got that scar. And I didn't have a helmet on. So please, when you get involved in sports, please wear a helmet.
They actually... Because that's my attentive parenting failure. They hadn't invented helmets when your mom was that age.
I think that's a lie. Definitely a lie. But most of the kids who probably owned a helmet took it off the second they were out of you.
Yep.
But just be smart, especially if you're going to go getting into dirt biking with your dad. There's no question about it. Wear your damn helmet. That's different than a bicycle.
It's the law.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'd be like, oh, I'm going to break the law. That's what boys do, but don't put your life in danger. Don't do it. Life is fragile and precious. If this doesn't teach you a lesson about how fragile and precious life is, well, fuck, I don't know what to tell you. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Need a back scratcher.
And I have two.
Nice.
I didn't know.
That's alright. I want a nightgown or something too, so I don't have to be in this thing. Because they said that they could hook me up in such a fashion that I don't have to be in this gown.
Okay.
And if I had a nightgown with me, which I own like 3 of, Question is, where are they? They're all clean and folded in one of the baskets. And in my duffel bag right there, actually, it's very possible that I have a nightgown in there, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, we'll
I'm gonna
check.
have to get it right now, but I just wanted to bring it up while it was on my mind, so I don't forget. Because it'll also cover my back against this, and I'm not sure what's up with my back, but it's super itchy. It's been itchy. It was itchy last night.
It was hot and sweaty from the heating thing. And it could be that
That's not. Well, the heating
days
thing.
of being warm and sweaty
Yeah,
could just be irritating.
maybe. The heating pad is on my lower back, and it's my shoulder blades and stuff
When I put my
that
hand
itch.
on your shoulder blades, that's when I thought you were really warm.
Yeah, well, the heat on my back always makes it feel better, and it's so
Good.
much nicer with that than the rice bags that don't last that long, and I have to ask them to reheat it constantly. I would have just had a heating pad from day one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a heating pad is one of the things to add to that list that I've seen. Oh, I don't know.
Heating pad.
That list. The list behind the camera. That has
All right.
commode, wheelchair,